You've been lied to about apologizing constantly as a sign of humility. It's not about bending over for other people. It's about knowing when to say sorry.
I'm sorry.
But when you've been trapped in narcissistic abuse, apologizing becomes less about responsibility and more about survival. Today we'll talk about the 8 real reasons narcissistic abuse victims apologize constantly and how to break free from it. Are you ready for number 1? They were trained to take the blame. Twisting reality is one of narcissists' special talents. They make every problem, mistake, or misunderstanding somehow your fault. Dr. Ramani Durvasula, a clinical psychologist specializing in narcissism, explains that narcissists don't take responsibility because their fragile ego can't handle it. So they offload the blame onto those closest to them. Over time, you learn that saying, "I'm sorry," is the fastest way to avoid conflict, even if you did nothing wrong. It's not that you believe everything is your fault. It's just that apologizing became your survival strategy. But here's the problem. When you constantly take responsibility for someone else's actions, you lose sight of what's yours to carry. Apologizing becomes second nature, even when no one is blaming you. This is called fawning, a trauma response where you appease others to avoid conflict or punishment. The good news is that you can unlearn this pattern. The next time you catch yourself apologizing, ask yourself, do I need to say sorry? What did I do wrong? Real peace starts when you stop carrying burdens that were never yours to begin with. Let's talk about number 2. They fear retaliation. Narcissists don't handle disagreement well. They see it as a personal attack. And when they feel attacked, they retaliate. Dr. Les Carter, a psychologist who specializes in narcissistic abuse recovery, explains that narcissists use anger and intimidation to keep control, making their victims feel like any misstep could set off a storm. So, you start apologizing before anything even happens. You say, "I'm sorry," when you take too long to text back, when you express a different opinion, or even when you just exist in a way they don't like. But the more you apologize, the more they expect it. You're not just saying, "I'm sorry," to avoid a fight. You're reinforcing their control. The good news is that you don't have to live in fear forever. Recognizing this pattern is the first step toward breaking free. Real safety doesn't come from endless apologies. It comes from knowing you don't owe them one in the first place. Let's move on to number 3. They've been gaslighted into doubting themselves. Gaslighting is one of the narcissist's most powerful weapons. Dr. Robin Stern, author of The Gaslight Effect, explains that gaslighting erodes your confidence in your own perceptions until you trust the abuser's version of reality more than your own. Over time, you stop trusting your instincts. You wonder if you were indeed too sensitive, or if you did misunderstand, and if maybe every argument was your fault. So, to avoid more confusion, you do the only thing that feels safe. You apologize. But here's the dangerous part. When you start believing the narcissist over yourself, you lose the ability to stand up for what's real. Apologizing becomes your default setting, even when deep down you know you did nothing wrong. You say, "I'm sorry," just to avoid the exhausting cycle of debate and self-doubt. But you can break the cycle. The first step is recognizing that your thoughts, feelings, and memories are valid, no matter how much someone else tries to rewrite them. The next time you feel that automatic "I'm sorry" creeping up, pause and ask yourself, Am I wrong? Or have I just been trained to believe I am? Now let's continue to number 4. They don't even realize they're doing it after months or even years of walking on eggshells. Apologizing stops being a conscious choice. It becomes an automatic reflex. You don't even realize you're doing it. Narcissists train their victims to believe that they're always at fault. So much so that even in moments of complete silence, the words, "I'm sorry," slip out of your mouth without a second thought. Annie Kazina, author of Do You Choose Your Relationships or Do Your Relationships Choose You?, explains that long-term emotional abuse rewires the brain, making victims hyper-aware of potential conflict and preemptively apologetic. At this point, you're not just apologizing to keep the narcissist happy. You're doing it because your brain has been conditioned to assume you're the problem. But here's the truth. You're not the problem. When apologizing becomes second nature, it's a sign that you've been living in survival mode for far too long. The next time you catch yourself apologizing for no real reason, pause and ask, did I do something wrong? Or is this just my trauma talking? Healing starts when you realize you don't owe anyone an apology for simply being you. You shouldn't miss number 5. They associate love with earning approval. If you grew up in an environment where love was conditional, it changes the way you see relationships. Instead of feeling worthy just as you are, you start believing that love comes at a price. And in a relationship with a narcissist, that price is never upsetting them. Dr. Carol McBride, author of Will I Ever Be Good Enough, explains that children of emotionally unavailable parents grow up believing they must prove their worth to receive love. So, you tend to apologize, not because you're wrong, but because you think that taking the blame will keep you valued, accepted, and safe. The heartbreaking part is that narcissists know this and use it to keep you trapped, making you feel like their love is always just one more apology away. But here's the truth. Real love isn't something you win by constantly making yourself smaller. The more you apologize just to keep someone's approval, the more you reinforce the belief that your worth is tied to how well you please others. But you can break free. The next time you feel yourself apologizing just to keep someone happy, stop and ask, am I saying sorry because I did something wrong? Or because I'm afraid they'll stop caring about me if I don't? Because love that requires you to constantly prove yourself isn't love, it's control. Are you still up for number 6? They feel responsible for the narcissist's emotions. Have you ever felt like it's your job to manage someone else's emotions? If you've been in a relationship with a narcissist, you've probably asked yourself this without even realizing it. Narcissists have a way of making everything your fault, whether they're angry, upset, or just in a bad mood. They don't take responsibility for their emotions, so they dump them on you instead. Dr. Susan Forward, author of Emotional Blackmail, explains that narcissists use guilt and fear to make their victims feel responsible for keeping them happy. Over time, you start believing that if they're upset, you must have done something wrong. So you apologize, not because you did anything, but because it feels like the only way to calm the storm and restore some sense of peace. But here's the truth. You are not responsible for fixing their emotions. The more you apologize just to soothe them, the more you reinforce the idea that their feelings are your burden to carry. That pattern follows you into toxic relationships where saying, "I'm sorry," becomes your way of trying to control what's not yours to control. The next time you feel yourself apologizing for their mood, stop and ask, "Am I at fault? Or am I just afraid of their reaction if I don't take the blame?" Real emotional balance happens when you realize that their feelings are theirs to manage, not yours. Let's keep it moving to number 7. They're afraid of being abandoned. Dr. Craig Malkin, author of Rethinking Narcissism, explains that narcissists use emotional withdrawal to create fear, making their victims feel like they have to beg for connection. Narcissists are masters of control, and one of their most powerful weapons is the silent treatment. When they feel slighted or just want to assert dominance, they withdraw to punish you. They make you desperate to fix things even without knowing why. So you apologize, not because you should, but because you're terrified of losing them. But here's the reality. Love that comes with constant fear of abandonment isn't love. It's control. The more you apologize just to keep them close, the more they learn that all they have to do is withhold affection to get what they want. This is called intermittent reinforcement, a manipulation tactic that keeps you emotionally addicted to their approval. That's why their sudden coldness makes you desperate to fix things. But here's the truth. You don't have to apologize just to keep someone from leaving. Real love doesn't require you to beg for attention or fear abandonment. The next time they pull away to punish you, ask yourself, do I want to keep fighting for someone who only gives me love when it benefits them? You deserve a love that stays, not one that disappears the moment you stop apologizing. Finally, we're down to number 8. They believe they're too much. Have you ever said, "I'm sorry," just for taking up space? If you've been in a relationship with a narcissist, you probably know what it's like to feel too much, too emotional, too needy, too sensitive. Narcissists are experts at making their victims feel like their basic human needs are a problem. Christine Hammond, author of The Exhausted Woman's Handbook, explains that narcissists belittle and dismiss their victims' emotions, making them feel guilty for even having them. Over time, you start believing that expressing yourself is a burden. So, you shrink. You say, "I'm sorry for needing reassurance, for having a bad day, for simply wanting to be heard." You do this because you've been conditioned to believe that your feelings are an inconvenience. But here's the truth. You are not too much. You are not difficult for having emotions. And you are not a burden for wanting to be understood. The real problem isn't that you need too much. It's that the narcissist gives too little. The next time you feel yourself apologizing for simply existing, feeling things, or having needs, stop and ask, am I doing something wrong? Or have I just been taught to believe that my existence and needs don't matter? Real love doesn't make you feel like you have to feel invisible or apologize for being human. Apologizing constantly isn't just a habit. It's a survival mechanism that narcissistic abuse forces onto you. When you've been blamed for everything, you start saying sorry before you even know what you did wrong. But here's the truth. You don't owe the world an apology just for existing. Healing starts when you realize that not everything is your fault. You don't have to carry the weight of someone else's toxic behavior. The right people in your life won't make you feel like a burden. They'll remind you that you never had to apologize for being yourself in the first place.